Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and we are going to talk about a little bit about Ubisoft's latest situation. That's right. Yesterday shit started going down. We're not exactly sure how much shit, but everyone's been reporting that Ubisoft had made an announcement. I was unable to find anything on Ubisoft or Tencent's official news on the official social media stuff, but this thing has been posted everywhere on every other media outlets. So shit has happened, right? So a little while ago, we made a video about it. People were talking about it. We saw the rumor, it was being talked about that Ubisoft might get bought out, and possibly by Tencent Games, right? So something did go down, but they didn't get bought out exactly, right? So basically, what has happened is, so pretty much what has happened is, Ubisoft accelerates its transformation by laying foundation for new operating model with the creation of a subsidiary and injection of 1.16 billion euro of cash from selected investor Tencent. This is in company terms. So in layman terms, basically what happened is they got bailed out by Tencent, right? They were in debt, they were running out of cash flow, and Tencent gave them a helping hand and bailed them out, right? In by creating a new company. So basically, yeah, blah 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 blah. Tencent will invest in 1.16 billion euros for a minority stake in the new subsidiary. This new subsidiary will focus on building game ecosystems designed to become truly evergreen and multi-platform. Backed by greater investment and boosted creative capacities, it will drive further increase in quality of narratives. This is very important. This is something Ubisoft has been lacking for quite a while now. The quality of narrative solo experiences, expand multiplayer offerings with increased frequency of content release, introduce free-to-play touchpoints, and integrate more social features. So yeah, this is blah 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 blah. Significant frozen his balance sheets. Okay. What are the directors? Yeah, I'm gonna skip all through all this. In parallel to the creation of this new entity, Ubisoft will focus on nurturing the development of iconic franchises, including Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, The Division, accelerating the growth of top-performing titles and leveraging disruptive technologies and selected new IPs. Today, Ubisoft is opening its new chapter. Okay, so what's happening to the games, right? Okay, here we go. Relationship between the new subsidiary and Ubisoft. So basically, the new company and Ubisoft Entertainment. The new subsidiary would include the teams developing Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry franchises based in Montreal, Quebec, Sherbrooke, Saguenay, Barcelona, and Sofia, as well as the back catalog of any of the new games are currently under development or to be developed. The new subsidiary would be granted by Ubisoft a worldwide exclusive irrevocable perpetual license in respect to the intellectual property and similar proprietary rights owner or licensed by Ubisoft in relation to Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, in exchange for royalty. Okay, so the new company, right, which is no longer which is not going to be Ubisoft, right? It's not a subsidiary. They say it's a subsidiary, but it's going to be. So basically, the dev teams of Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry, and any other new games that are going to be under development is going to be moved to this new company. It's going to have a new name. I don't think it's going to be Ubisoft related. In return for, and they will have all proprietary rights and license rights over it from Ubisoft in exchange for royalty. Um, okay, so what will be left with Ubisoft is Ghost Recon and Division. Prince of Persia maybe as well. I don't know. So whatever is left behind. Main terms of the binding agreement with Tencent. Tencent would invest in the new subsidiary, which is headquartered in France. 100%. Okay, so Ubisoft is still 100% ownership of the new subsidiary. Specifically, at the closing of the transaction, Tencent would invest a total amount of 1.16 billion euros for the approximately 25% economic interest. So Tencent is going to get a 25% stake in the new company. That will be used to strengthen. So they will be involved in the decision making as well. Strengthening Ubisoft's balance sheets, reducing its consolidated net debt. Okay, so basically bailing them out. Conditions precedent to the transaction. issuance of fairness opinion from Finexi, acting as an independent expert, completion of a carve-out of create of new subsidiary, obtention of necessary regulatory clearances. Um, okay. Let's say this one looks interesting as well. So, other notably, a 5-year lockup undertaking of a new subsidiary shares held by Tencent. So, Tencent will. So, undertaking new shares will be locked up for 5 years by Tencent unless Ubisoft no longer owns a majority of new subsidiary voting rights and share capital. Interesting. Ubisoft may not seize the majority of the new subsidiary voting rights and share capital for 2 years. So, for 2 years, Ubisoft will pretty much be in charge. Customized service and transfer protocols, right? Useful benefit of Ubisoft, right? Okay. All right. So, basically, to bail out Ubisoft, Tencent invests in a new company with Ubisoft, which Ubisoft taking ownership, and they move all the dev teams from all the IPs from uh, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six to that. Because those are their, like, I think they're big games, right? They're big games. Especially, I think Rainbow Six, right? I think Rainbow Six is by far their best performing game because it's still ongoing. So all that to the new subsidiary to kind of like keep bailing themselves out in the years to come, right? I mean, we saw this coming, right? We knew this was going to happen. Like, given Assassin's Creed Shadows, how it was received, right? I am currently playing it because I want to see if there's some positives to pull out of the game, right? Which I think there are a little bit, but you know, given all the controversial stuff that has also happened within the game and around the game, surrounding circumstances, so no one can say that we did not see this coming, right? I mean, if we were to compare this, if we were to actually compare Assassin's Creed Shadows to Dragon Age Veilguard, both had similar circumstances, right? They were surrounded by controversies. Their focus on things that were not important to the game. They chose to go in directions which did not settle well with majority of the player base. They were focusing on things which were out of context for the game and things like that, and they kind of like ruined the game's image overall, right? So if you compare the two, like during release time, right? So Dragon Age, right? I mean, right now. So it's been. So it came out in October, like actually end of October. I would say December, November, right? So November, December, January, February, March, and now we're almost upon April. So 6 months in the running, and we have Assassin's Creed Shadows, which just recently got out, right? Which just recently got out. There we go. So we have both these numbers, both being released on similar circumstances, right? With so much controversy, so much disagreement, so much hate from the get go, not listening to player bases, blah blah blah, going against, just making dumb decisions which did not need to be made, right? So this was at the time of release, and that was when their all-time peaks. So these guys were. This is just on from Steam alone, right? So they are on 89k. Ubisoft is already at 64, and I think Shadows had a higher investment, right? They spent a lot more to make Shadows than they did for Veilguard. So yeah, things are not looking good, right? Things never did. It always did seem that things will not work out for Shadows, but not for Shadows, but for Ubisoft, right? But yeah, hopefully now with this change, Ubisoft will kind of like go back to being to the Ubisoft of old, and focus on things that are important for their games, rather than just making hasty decisions that just makes no sense. We will just leave it at that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the news from Ubisoft coming out, like yesterday. Do share your thoughts, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next live stream video. Till next time, then. Bye bye.